Anyone can be underrated. As fuck. As fuck.
You are now tuning into the latest episode of the Underrated as Fuck podcast.
Hosted by the one and only Bliss.
And you already know, Mighty Zay.
Actually happens.
Wait, hold on.
So why?
What's good, people? We bringing y'all the Underrated as Fuck podcast season 2
Let's
for
go.
2024. You know how we do it. We're gonna bring you guys the best news of the week. We're gonna give you guys some motivation. We're gonna stay motivated ourselves by just doing this podcast because we're just like you guys. We're special.
At the end of the day,
Maybe a little bit special ed. Who knows?
little on the spectrum.
All right, y'all. So first episode of season 2. We gotta just kind of get an update about Bliss. We gotta get some updates about Mighty. What the hell have we been doing? It's been a minute. To be honest with you, I cannot even put a date on the last episode. That's why this is season 2.
Makes sense.
So we're just season 2. Good to go. So, Mighty, what have you been doing between maybe summer of last year and this year?
So I feel like my life has taken a journey that has propelled me into mental fortitude and just kind of improving my everyday discipline. And since then, I feel like life has really caught up and really taught me the lessons that I need to be taught to be where I need to be. So, had a couple fights, lost one, had a fight lined up, they all backed out. You know why.
So wait, when was your last fight? When was the last time you fought?
Last time I fought was August 26th.
So we're talking September. We're talking like 4 months ago.
Yeah, we're talking about 4 months ago, almost.
And then you just mentioned that you had a fighter back out. That was for when?
That was supposed to be December 20th, I believe.
So you were gonna get back in the game. Wasn't happening.
It wasn't happening. I was going to be main event for a title. Just had some backouts. They said yes in the beginning, and then...
So does that mean right now you're physically ready to go at any moment? Or how have you been maintaining your physical, mental?
Well, that's the thing. Like, it doesn't matter where or how I'm feeling. I'm always up and ready to go at that moment's notice. So, at the end of the day, if I'm able to be where I'm at all time and then kind of prepare for it, then it's always going to just amp up what I'm good at already.
So basically, fuck around and find out.
That's
with
it.
Mighty.
That's it.
Because any given day, this guy's ready to go in the ring and beat some ass. Okay, so when's your next fight?
So it looks like we got a little something lined up for February, but if not February, definitely March. And it will be March, I believe, either 17th or the 24th.
So we're looking at more March than February?
No, we're always looking at February, as in that being the next match. But there's definitely something really sweet lined up for March.
Bet. All right, so guys, look forward to a fight on February or March, but they're coming. So let's dig into something real quick. I mean, you said mentally and physically you're ready. Okay, physically is always there, but like,
Right.
is there like something where we get close to the fight and then you're getting ready for a fight, the fighter's back out, you don't have a fight? Like, are you able to keep that mental current at all times?
So the thing about with the actual fight and then getting ready for the fight, it seems like I always have to find a state of being mentally to kind of propel myself with. I usually do pretty good at a time frame of putting myself into that, so I can be in that mindset, I can be in that zone, I can be in that instinct where I can just act before I think.
So Mighty's a veteran.
I mean,
So this guy says, "Oh, I got a fight next week." Click. You're in that mindset. You're in that beast mode. You got that dog.
I gotta flip the switch and we good to go.
Okay. Well, you know I'm gonna be at that fight, so we'll
I
see
already
what
know.
happens. All right, dope, Mighty. So let's get into some Bliss stuff. So some of you that follow my stuff know that I kind of went dead silent after my CMG show.
Right.
That was
So what's up with
intentional.
that? Yeah.
So that was intentional. Basically, just because someone's not active doesn't mean they're not cooking.
Right.
And what I mean by cooking is, let's say an event happens. Sometimes you got to take an hour after that event to process what just happened. That processing, in my opinion, is growth. In my world, in my perspective, my life, I seen 2023 as a huge step forward in my music.
Oh yeah.
So this CNG show was kind of just the cherry on top. You know, it wasn't my show in particular, but I did get to open up for CNG, which is really cool in my opinion. So this required me to just settle. And like I was saying, the settle is actually the cook. And I needed to just chill, take a step back, get a perspective of where I'm at,
Right.
take everything I learned that year, and let it just marinate. So I don't like giving much attention to the negativity, but I will say this. Some of y'all saying I fell off, some of y'all saying Bliss ain't doing music. Well, you couldn't have been further from the truth. Because
Facts.
Bliss has been cooking. This year, I really wanted to start off like reposting and getting reconnected with my fan base
Right.
through the podcast. So this is kind of the launch. So I guess that's kind of like a little leak of like, yo, Bliss is coming back.
It's a nice little icebreaker, you know?
All right, y'all. So for season 2, we're going to amp this up. We're going to level it up. We got our first guest. First name's Ray.
Let's go.
Let's get it.
This guy has the chops when it comes to real estate. He's got the chops when it comes to social media. I'm going to stop talking.
Yo, I appreciate
How
the
you doing,
introductory, man. Doing good. Thanks for having me on, man. I'll just finish what he was saying. You know, I am good with the social media, and I do real estate. I've been doing it for about 6 years now. So, you know, my expertise level has raised to a point where I can relay it across the masses. So that's what I'm going to do now. I'll let you take the wheel, man. You can ask me anything before I just ramble on.
Bet. So, okay, so I don't know who Ray is, right? Could you explain to me real quick, who is the person that you're out here to help?
Those who want to be helped. I know that sounds like very cliche. You get what I'm saying? But whoever wants to be helped, that has the prerequisites to be helped, I try my best to help them.
Feel that.
You know, so I like for them to come to me rather than me reaching out to them, to answer your question in a way.
Right. So, well, like me as an artist
Yeah.
or Mighty as a fighter, would we be somebody that could use your expertise?
Great question.
And I think maybe I'm talking more about the social media stuff.
Great question. And I would, yes, to be honest, I would say yes. It doesn't matter your niche nowadays almost, because we're living in a social media age. We all know that.
Right.
You know what I mean? As far as 2024, 2023, we're at the point where social media runs almost every business. Every demographic you could think of is on social media, from little kids to teenagers to adults to elders. They're on social media. A little bit less of the elders, but you get the point.
Let's
Right.
do it.
Almost
Right.
everything I've heard about today's business is that if you don't have a presence on social media, then you're kind of not relevant.
Yeah, I mean, you literally hit that on the nail, you know? And the not relevant part, as blunt as that may be, it's the truth. If people don't see your product, they're not going to buy it, you know? Think of McDonald's, think of Coca-Cola, think of every big brand out there. They're multi-billion-dollar companies, but they're still running a variety of ads every day.
How
to
many
stay in
times
your
have you
face.
seen a Coca-Cola ad?
Almost every week.
And they're huge.
Literally.
Right.
And you know the color associated with Coca-Cola is red. You know, so everything that they do is to market to the highest tier of marketing. So
Makes
that's just something that I like to reverse engineer and lay on to people who don't really see how vital marketing is, or just don't know what they don't know. You know what I mean? Or at least have gave it a try, but they're not as good at it. So yeah.
Right. So, okay, let's just say I have some artists that I'm trying to help out. I'm trying to produce their music for them. Would you be able to propel their presence on social media, or are you more of like kind of putting together that image?
Great question. It's funny, I'm kind of simultaneously doing both. What I mean is I would look at the artist brand. I'd look at, you know, their demographic of fans,
Right.
who gravitates towards them the most, whether they're people who are really into sports, etc. Your fan group can vary from teens in high school to adults who like to listen to real shit. You know what I mean? So I would first do my research on their fan base. Now, why I say it's simultaneous both is because their fan base, I'm going to cater their image towards that fan base. If they haven't already been doing it, I'm going to tailor their image as far as the way they present themselves, their content, their clothing, etc., just to cater to who likes them the most. Not in, a fake way, but more as a way to
So you're
double
gonna
down on
hit
what's
it
working.
more like a business.
Boom,
And
exactly.
say,
Just
okay,
curate it.
this is your
Right.
target audience. This is what they like.
A plus B
So
equals
this
C.
is what you need to do.
Yes, I'm very pragmatic when it comes to how we can grow their brand, i.e. social media. Right?
And it's cool because you're just throwing the formula out there,
Yeah.
right? But in like a stupid way, like nobody could just go and do that. That's why
Yeah.
they would go to you, because it says, I mean, kind of like me with the sound.
Yeah.
I feel like you have a natural instinct for like style, how
Boom.
things look.
Understandable. Yeah,
Right?
that's
Like,
exactly
oh,
what it is.
this isn't
So
the
that-
way it needs to look. I'm gonna change that.
Boom,
So you basically got the vision.
boom.
Is that what it is?
Yes. And then to basically add to that, on the second whim, when I have them all the prerequisites ready to where their outfits are right, they know their demographic, they know who to cater to, etc. All of that is where it needs to be. Then I transfer towards the marketing. Okay, so how am I going to get their presence on social media in the correct way to manipulate the audience into tuning into their music more and
Right.
more, right? The first step that I would go to is promotion on pages that caters to their audience. So let's just say, okay, Bliss, right?
Okay.
You have your audience is heavily in the Hispanic lane as well. You have
Right.
a lot of Hispanic fans that listen to you.
Right, and I've been pushing towards that
Boom,
fan base as well.
boom.
I
which
mean,
is a
I
plus.
would like my music to be very diverse,
Exactly.
which it is. But at the end of the day, I'm Hispanic. I'm probably going to be
more
more of
relatable
a
for them.
mentor,
Exactly.
or people are going to be able to relate to me if they're in that Hispanic group.
Exactly.
So
exactly.
as much as I make my music diverse, I basically shoot all my marketing towards a certain demographic.
Boom, totally understandable. And that's, in my opinion, is the most accurate way to do it, and the most fundamental way to do it. So with me using you as an example, where I would put their content is in front of their audiences on these specific blog pages. So if there's Hispanic-based blog pages that post music, Hispanic updates, what's trending in this culture.
So what about
boom.
like Fools Gone Wild or something like
That's
that?
literally what I'm thinking about. That's what I think you follow it. I think that's where I
Phoenix
see
Fools,
it.
Florida
But,
Fools.
Yeah, Fools Gone Wild. They get pretty good engagement, and that's literally somewhere I would put my artist if he
Right.
had that demographic. You know what I'm saying?
So would you, okay, let's bring it to me real quick. Would you say I'd have more of an impact posting on those Fools meme pages, or should I try to find those music related
that's a great
pages?
question. I would say meme pages, to be
The
honest.
meme pages?
Yeah, music pages, I'm not going to say they're not as lucrative, but with music pages, people know what they click that page for. Music, etc. Sometimes, some people don't even want to hear music in a way. But everybody wants to laugh.
Or it's like the most recent trend.
Exactly.
That they're trying to go see, like, what could I laugh about today? Like, what-
Exactly.
I get that. Okay, so if they put me up and they're like, yo, this fool from Phoenix. Check
Yeah.
out this fool from Phoenix.
Yeah, literally. And people, they might
Literally.
laugh at it or whatever, but when they hear that music is fire, that's when like, oh wait, this
Okay.
is
Right.
actually pretty hard. So as long as you can get their attention, that's all that matters. It's just where you lead them to. And yours is good music, so.
Right. So I love that we digged into me, the artist stuff. I'm sure anybody can get some gold nuggets out of that. Let's dig into how you would do socials for a fighter.
Okay. Ooh, good question. So a fighter, it's funny how they all kind of have the same blueprint. It's just getting maneuvered in a different way. So with a fighter, I'd still look for pages that strictly focus on
knockout
fighting.
pages and stuff like that.
Knockout
Street
pages,
fights.
etc. Boxing, boom,
Yeah.
street fights, no matter
Or
any
highlights
realm of
any-
fighting.
yeah.
Yes, as long as it's fighting, I need that audience. Right. Now, with the fighting aspect, it's all about that content. Like, yes, you can get the marketing, but if you're getting knocked out, It's just not going to happen.
Right.
You know, whoever knocked you out is going to be getting that audience,
Right.
right? So my main thing with building a fighter up, per se, Jose here, Mighty Zay, I would specifically get all of his best clips, the best of the best, and have them, boom, and montage them, or have them in chronological order from the best to the worst. And I might take this best one and then go on a full promo run with like $300, 50 to this page, 50 to that one, 50 to that one.
Exposure it out.
And the beauty of it is you create the narrative. So you can tell them what to put in the bio or in the, you know, description of the post.
That thing. Right.
So you
So,
can, like, you know,
with your
same thing.
expertise, right? Would you go like the route of like a menace? You know what I mean? Like,
in a
oh,
way.
Mighty Zay says he could knock out anybody in Phoenix. Or would you go the route of kind of the hero guy? Like, oh, Mighty does it again. He's the underdog and he ends up defeating this guy that's just, you know what I mean? You know what I'm saying?
No,
Like,
that's a perfect question.
how would you image Mighty? Like, what would be your advice to Mighty?
Okay, so old me would have said, let's strictly go to the villain. You know, it's fun. It's
The
quote unquote
Conor McGregor.
sexy to the audience. Boom. Conor McGregor, he's a prime example of doing that.
Or that dude that's been doing the MAGA
Yeah,
recently, you know?
That's Colby Covington.
Who was that Hispanic dude who was fighting Jake Paul or some shit? And he was like just saying the most obnoxious stuff.
Was it like
Oh, it was Khabib's friend.
Yeah,
Like,
he ended up losing.
yeah,
but
he ended up losing.
He
right.
was on some villainous shit too.
Right,
So
right.
we can use those three guys as examples, but the new me would say whatever caters to his character type the most is what I would do. So if, let's say, I'm gonna use you for example one more time.
Right.
You're more of a well-rounded guy, a heavy-hearted guy, no pun intended, like in a good way.
he is
you
a
know?
good guy.
Boom.
He's a good guy.
So I would lean towards more of the heroic type of avenue, only because it'll be more long-term. The villainous aspect,
It's
you know,
fast. It's a quick burn.
boom, it's a quick burn, and if it's not you, you might have guilt after a certain amount of time, and it'll exude in your character. So I would just go what will work
So
best for
you
the
think
fight.
it would even benefit him
Just staying natural
even
to
his
how I
mental
am.
and everything to just kind of act how he is?
Yes, but we would just have to find the coolest ways to present that.
Feel that.
You get what I'm saying?
It sounds like you're going the started from the bottom round,
Boom,
where it's like, look at my story, look at this come up.
boom. It's more long term. It's way more long term. You come out of nowhere, no story, no come up story. You come and go. It's just
So
what it is. So
So is there any moment that, let's just say he's doing it in the career? Is there a moment where you might want to switch to the villain
yes, that's a
and
great
then maybe
question.
switch it off? You know, after it's said and done.
That's a
Can
great
you
question.
really come back from a redemption after switching it on and off?
It's just how far.
I think like the Pauls have done that. They were really
Yeah.
villainous before, and now they're kind of like.
Well, they were just more cocky and to a point where just like they were flamboyant with everything that they were doing.
Well, the cockiness that
Is
is kind of like the
villainous,
villain
in a way.
in a way, right?
So I agree. I see what you're saying, and that's how
Right,
we would land
right.
on you. Like, obviously, not take it to the extent of like some Conor McGregor shit, or where you're just blatantly disrespecting
Who the
people.
fuck is this going?
Like letting that cockiness start
Right.
exuding. You know what I'm saying? Or you might have a catchy, catchphrase that just
Right.
goes viral. Whatever we can depict to get in these kids' eyes and adults' eyes, etc. Let's just get this to the masses.
Right, right.
So yes, to answer your question, yeah, I'd squeeze that in there a little bit later on down the line.
Bet. So I think any fighters, any artists can get a lot from that because we were getting specific. But yeah, if basically if you have any sort of expertise, if you're an athlete, if you're into like some sort of business, you could use like the formula that you
Yeah.
put out, right?
Yeah,
Like,
that's literally exactly what he said is exactly what worked. To use that formula with any niche that you're in, whether it's real estate, fighting, podcasting, rapping, whatever it is, you find those blog pages that fit your niche and go ham.
Right.
And you're gonna have some success.
bet. And real quick, since we just got through that piece, where could people find you if they were interested in sort of that social media stuff?
Great question. You can find me on every social at First Names Ray, and that's names with an S.
All together.
All together, and you'll find me.
And first spelled out.
Boom. First spelled out.
Names
Yes.
Ray.
Yes. Not
Bet.
one ST, but FIRST.
Bet. So okay, so your other thing that you're into or that you got the chops for is realty. What can you
Ooh.
tell me? I mean, does that benefit me as a rapper or him as a fighter, or where does that? What do you do with that?
That's a great question. So I'll answer both those questions. with real estate and things around that realm, why I push it is Airbnb specifically. It doesn't take a lot of groundwork or down payment or contractual binding to where you're stuck in a lease like you would be with a property you own or anything around that realm where you're having to come out of pocket, overload. It's nothing in that realm. So that's why I advertise Airbnb.
Wait, so you're the Airbnb plug, like, hey, I need a place, or are you the here's how you start up an Airbnb business?
More of the second option.
But still,
Still the first though.
Right. So when I need a place to stay, I'm still hitting up Ray.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
But if I'm trying to make a side hustle, if I'm trying to make that realty Airbnb money, you're also that guy.
Exactly. And just to touch on that, as far as the second question that I was going to answer, as far as a rapper or a fighter or anything around that realm, I think it's beneficial because the bigger you can up your sources of income and your bankroll, the more you can contribute to your main goal. You get what I'm saying?
Right.
So I would advocate for somebody that just wants to have multiple streams of income, has little money laying around to put into real estate, i.e. Airbnb. I think you should give it a try because the money that makes you, it'll all vertically integrate into your dream. So
yeah.
Most definitely.
So if you need some money, if you need a higher budget for that album coming out, or you need a little bit of a budget, or you need a little bit of a budget to get in that fighting gym, right? Maybe hit up Ray and see what's up with that Airbnb money.
Yo, man, yes, you guys should. I will get you right. Definitely.
Yo, so speaking of Airbnb money, Kanye.
Oh my God.
Let's get into some Kanye. Let's get into some big titty talk.
Some Yeezy. Some Bianca.
Jesus.
So obviously this guy is the epitome of how to get attention, right?
Right.
Obviously, him posting pictures of his big titty wife, this is to promote his album? Or is that basically where we're at on that?
The new album, Vultures.
Yes. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it.
He knows what he's doing.
He knows what he's doing.
Okay, so my first question for y'all is Kanye, did he reach his peak already? And will he ever reach his peak again? Or is he still climbing?
I feel like it's a little bit of both, and I want to say, like, just simply because back then, like, he made the song, I miss the old Kanye, like, right? Everybody's always going to have their opinion of what his peak was. So now for him, I think he's just doing, because he has extra creativity in his brain, so now he's just kind of expressing what he has left. So is that really peak? Or, like, are we searching for peak, or are we just searching for more content from him?
So what was his peak in your opinion, real quick?
My Twisted Dark Fantasy.
Bet. Ray, what's your opinion on whether if Kanye's still as relevant as he was, or is he kind of just simmering down?
That's such a hard question.
That is a hard question, wow.
Because he's like you said,
He's
the
always
epitome
been
of clout.
Right.
He's like the epitome of attention, you know what I'm saying? So I'd say he's still in his peak. I think it's an everlasting peak until, like, some people have that type of pull and that type of
Always have that spotlight.
And that's not a coincidental thing. Sometimes it's very premeditated, and he just has that skill to know what and what not to do to keep it there at maximum effect. You know what I'm saying? So I'd say his peak is just everlasting.
So in you guys' opinion, does album sales correlate to whether that artist is reached his peak, not reached his peak? Because we could go back to his old albums and we could probably do a little line chart and see where
How
his
much
peak
sales
really was according to his streams and sales.
So I'll rephrase it. As far as musically, you goddamn right. His music sales do equate to where he's at as far as his music career. You know what I'm saying? I can agree to that. So
it's hype.
Yeah. Right. So we'll see what he does as far as the numbers are concerned. But as far as the clout, I just think that Kanye will forever just have everyone's attention.
He's clout god.
You know what I mean?
When it wants it, he's got it.
Boom.
Jesus.
I mean, I'm gonna listen to his next album.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Like,
Are y'all gonna listen to it?
Yeah.
Vultures, his next album, he put a song in there with his daughter that went insanely viral on TikTok. Miss Westy.
Yeah.
Didn't she perform it? I think
I guess at a listening party that she was up there with Ty Dolla $ign and all these other.
Yeah.
That shit was pretty dope. That shit was pretty dope.
Miss Westy, your bestie. How are we feeling about him putting his daughter on there? Is he trying to transform her into an artist, or you think she wants to do it and he's just
So,
in support of it?
Personally, what I think,
Second
I think he's allowing her to have curiosity, and he's just feeding that curiosity with creativeness. So if she is, let's just say, if she was into volleyball, well, clearly she wouldn't be on stage. She would be playing volleyball. You know what I mean? I
Right.
think he's just feeding her interests, and her interests right now are what her dad is doing.
Right. Okay. So you don't think it's coached in any way?
Well, I think if she is kind of like leaning more interest into that, then yeah, he's naturally just gonna coach her into that because he has most
He's like,
experience
"Oh,
with
okay,
that.
well, why don't we just hop in the studio?
Exactly.
You wrote that.
Let's see what you do. Yeah, yeah.
Let's see how that sounds on the track.
Right.
Yeah,
Okay. Is
Let's
that
see
how
how
you're
comfortable
feeling,
you are.
Ray?
I do. I agree, and I mean they are like the richest couple that we know to man. So
To man.
whatever that their kids want to do, they're gonna do it to the maximum effect as far as coaching them. But the fact that if she wants to do music, that's what you want to do. Let's go.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
Exactly.
I agree.
And speaking of the couple, this is just all just what we might think. What do we think that Kim is in support of her doing this rapping stuff, or do you think she'd rather have her do something else?
Me
I would
personally,
say
I,
yeah.
I think
she's.
I think Kim is going to want her to do something else, and I think that's the reason why she's rebelling so much against Kim right now.
Yeah,
It's kind of a pushback of like, no, this is what I want to do. No, you can't do that.
feel
Let
that.
me show you.
I mean, it could be that. I would just say yeah, only because like Kim Kardashian's always been the one to go after what'll garnish the most attention almost. And I've just been seeing on TikTok her kids having those, TikTok dances go
Right,
viral
right.
and just little rap overs and stuff. So I think it's a little bit deliberate, but I think in the long run she knows what can come from being an artist, so she might be trying to suppress it as well.
Oh, I feel that. I feel that.
Speaking of daughters, what in the world do you guys think about this Gypsy Rose situation? Do you guys have opinions off the back, or do you want me to kind of lay some context down?
First opinion is we see how much the world is gravitating towards chaos.
Right.
We see how much negativity sells. I mean, that's my only thought.
But that's only. I don't feel like that's really negative. I just feel like she was wrongly done, and then now she's kind of getting her justice back to what was done to her. So it's kind of like a revenge story.
Well, I don't know much about the story. All I know is, from the outside perspective, is that she had her mom killed, but I could be mistaken. I don't know.
Here, let me lay some context down real quick. So basically, Gypsy Rose Blanchard, she is a victim of Munchausen syndrome by proxy. And basically, her mom medicated her for illnesses that she never had. She put her in a wheelchair for a cancer illness that she never had.
Right.
Mm.
Kind of like how the Sixth Sense, the mom in that one was doing to her daughter. Same thing with her.
She shaved her head. She had her teeth pulled out.
Holy.
A bunch of stuff that she did not need. But that's the whole point of that syndrome, that the mom liked the attention she was getting from her sick child.
Whoa.
So basically, when
Whoa.
Gypsy Rose was in her 20s, I can't give you an exact age, she ended up meeting this guy online, her boyfriend, and plotted to kill her mom.
Is that the same guy she's with now?
No.
Wait,
No.
I thought they were still.
No, this is a new guy. That dude's still in jail.
Oh, shit.
I was like, yeah, damn.
So that dude's still in jail. All I know about that is that she wrote to him and ended up saying, I love you still, but we're done. Something like that.
Yeah.
You did what I needed, therefore goodbye.
You did what I needed, therefore I got some new guy on the side. We're about to go live our life.
Well,
Well,
trust these women.
She was in prison for 8 years. It was a 10-year sentence. She got out at 8 years.
Right.
And she's blowing up now. She has 9 million followers on TikTok. What's you guys' opinion on the fame from a murder? Essentially, that's what it is. I realized that it was more of a revenge killing, that she was the real victim. She got accused of a murder, and now she's super famous.
it's kind of like a 6ix9ine situation. How like everybody they just
Explain
like
on that.
they just like the gravitas of someone who's done bad, and just embodies that character without a care. So my opinion on why she's so viral right now is just
Because of the things she's doing while out.
yes.
Yeah.
She's on social media. She's
Right.
posting these little reels.
She's
smiling
eating
at the
everything she's
camera.
getting, like type
You know,
shit.
so people just like to gravitate towards that.
Right,
People
right.
want to just be as close to the killer as they can be,
Makes sense.
whether it's a myth or not.
Bet. And I mean, my opinion on that, I have the utmost sympathy for her. I think she's the real victim. I think she was wrongly accused of murder, even though she was a part of orchestrating that. You know what I mean? Her boyfriend ended up doing the killing. She kind of helped plan it. I think that there should have been some sort of leniency there when it came to the sentencing.
Well, I feel like 8 years is like
That's
compared to like 25 to 40.
That's a lifetime for a 20-year-old. That's her whole 20s gone. And
That's her mom gone.
she went from one prison to another. So,
Right.
what she says, if for any of those who have seen the documentary, she said that if she didn't go to prison to have that time to grow after her initial imprisonment with her mother, she probably wouldn't have been mentally
Sane
capable
enough.
of jumping into just regular life.
Right. Okay, that makes sense.
So, in her opinion, jail actually did good for her.
Well,
Salvation. Right.
crazy topic right there. That's literally something in a movie.
That
That's
was.
literally some. Oh, it was.
Yeah, Sixth
No?
Sense.
What was? Oh, see, I've never seen. I
There
heard you
was a
mention
movie,
it.
I don't
Or
remember
you
what it
referenced
was.
I've never seen.
It was the sick. I See Dead People.
It was the girl that was looking at like the pill bottles.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
she didn't know what the medication was, but that medication was actually making her legs not work.
Wow.
And her mom was giving it to her.
No, it was making her
Keeping
sick.
It was making her more sick?
So she didn't know that. There was like this, to go off topic, there was like this toy bear, and then in the bear it had a camera, and the camera videotaped the father's girlfriend poisoning their daughter. And then they never knew why the daughter was getting more sick and sick and sick until he randomly saw the VHS that the I See Dead People kid put into the VHS.
Wow.
And then so he saw the video of the wife, the girlfriend, whatever, pouring this like rat poison or whatever into her tea and then giving the tea to the daughter,
Whoa.
making her more sick. So
Whoa.
you know it was just wild, but yeah.
I might have to watch that. That's actually
I
cool.
just am in shock from that. I
At the end
have
of the
two kids. I can.
Dude,
That's just shocking. to
Yeah.
me.
people are capable of very evil, trifling things. Like, who knows? Who knows? You know what I mean?
Crazy world we live in.
Yeah. Speaking of crazy worlds we live in, do you guys know what happened in Miami?
No, I've been
Actually,
hearing a little
don't.
something.
Have you
about it.
guys seen any sort of videos going around about like hundreds of squad cars by Miami Mall?
No,
Nothing like that?
no.
Okay, so I mean, there's a lot of videos going around, a lot of controversy, a lot of theories, but apparently there was like maybe 100 police squad cars by the Miami Mall, and everybody's speculating why. And what the police said was that there were these kids messing around with sticks.
Okay.
So before I go further into
Like
that,
lightsaber, like
before I go further into that, does messing around with sticks, some teenagers, equal the consequence of like hundreds of squad cars?
Not at all.
It doesn't make sense,
I
right?
rarely think anything should be involved with hundreds of squad cars.
Yeah, you don't even see that at some of
Right.
the crazy shit
Yeah,
that
stuff actually
happens.
like that.
You don't see hundreds of squad cars. It
No.
doesn't happen. So here's the weird theory.
Okay.
Okay, so they're saying there's
They're
eyewitnesses.
robbing them all. with sticks.
Maybe they're out reaching for hype. I don't know. I don't have an opinion on this. I'm just here to talk about it.
Right.
They said there was 10-foot tall beings walking around in the mall.
10-foot tall
And
beings?
there's eyewitnesses that said they came out of a portal. So this is left field. This is out of left field.
Whoa.
But
Oh, I was not
With-
expecting this story.
with, with that being said,
Yeah.
do you guys believe in aliens?
Yeah.
Yes.
I do believe in aliens as well. When
Right.
it comes to religion is a whole other topic, but when it comes to our universe where we're at, I do believe that we live amongst
Other things
some
that have life.
extraterrestrial
Right.
beings, whatever. So, so this is the theory. This is the weird thing, right?
Okay.
So there's some people that went on Google Earth, and they got the coordinates for the Miami Mall.
Right.
They flip the coordinates and put them in the GPS, and it sends you to like basically south of Antarctica.
Was that the Bermuda Triangle? I don't know. Hey, you never know. There's a plot twist. Like,
I'm fucking dead.
wait, is that right though? Like, where is the Bermuda Triangle?
It's somewhere in the Gulf of Mexico or something.
shit.
I don't know. that was a good one. That was
You
a good
never
one.
know.
But okay, so there's been long talk of there being some military base or scientific operations or something in Antarctica. So it's just weird. What are the odds that the Miami Beach the Miami Mall location is the exact opposite of some spot in Antarctica?
That's actually crazy.
They're
And then there's
saying
people saying they came out of a portal. Wow.
they're saying they meant to go to Antarctica, but they ended up going to Miami instead because they messed up the coordinates with the teleportation, whatever.
No way. That would be really cool to find out later on that was actually the right thing going on. I mean, that would be insane. Like,
yeah, that would be literally insane. Wow.
So at the end of the day, nobody knows what's in Antarctica.
And did you hear about? I think it was in Florida. Somebody on their Ring camera seen like an alien in their backyard or something like that. Did you see that?
no.
Yeah, it was
I
viral.
see random little videos here and there. I might have seen it, but I didn't know if it was in Florida.
Yeah, it was in Florida. So that's another little clue there. It's,
Wait, so back to on the topic, what, like, has any of the kids came forward and talked about anything? Like, the beings or a portal or feeling anything? Like, what are the sticks? Like,
From what I know, this is still this is fresh. So, I mean, as soon as maybe one of the kids comes out and starts talking.
so
maybe
we
we'll
just
find
have, like, no knowledge on this. So, do you know when that video kind of came out? Was it, like, a week, 2 weeks? Like,
So it was just videos from the outside from buildings of
right.
the mall.
okay.
So all you could really see
It's
is
just
just
squad
somebody
cars.
aiming their phone down, and you see 100 squad cars
Whoa.
surrounding. Oh, and not only was there a bunch of squad cars, apparently they turned the electricity off
whoa.
inside the mall.
It usually happens after a portal change. That's
What's
all
that
I gotta say.
zombie movie where they're stuck in a mall?
Dawn of the Dead.
Dawn of the Dead. That's some Dawn of the
Oh,
Dead
what the
shit.
fuck?
That's actually
Is
crazy.
that Dawn of the Dead or Shaun of the Dead?
Dawn.
Shaun of the Dead, I think, is the parody.
That was funny.
So my question is, how did all this end? Did they just finally come to conclusion?
Right,
no one's in there. Let's just
The
drive
police
off.
made a statement. They said, we responded to some kids messing around with sticks.
There's responding and
Somebody-
they're sending a tactical force.
Some people or some police, whatever, are saying that there may have been gunshots popping off, but eyewitnesses from the location say that didn't happen. I don't know.
I'm gonna look into that.
Yeah, same.
I'm gonna
same.
look into that because that's actually some.
Are
pretty
you gonna
interesting
look
shit.
into that?
So
Some pretty interesting.
you're
shit.
checking this pod out, do me a favor and actually go input the coordinates in reverse and see where it takes you. Because this Antarctica thing gets weird. There's so many theories about Antarctica itself. One of the weird ones, and I'm just going to say one, is that this is the one place on Earth that all of the countries have agreed to make a neutral place.
Yeah.
Countries don't agree to do anything together.
True.
Why are they keeping this Antarctica place secret? I don't know.
Yeah, you guys should comment below. Any conspiracy theories you guys have on it, comment below. We definitely would like to hear it.
Right, and if I was wrong about anything, comment that also. I'd like to know where I fucked up. Yeah, so let's come up out of that rabbit hole of conspiracy theories and let's talk about some football. Right here, this segment, we're gonna give you basically our Super Bowl predictions. We're gonna go over the bracket of the playoff picture, and we're gonna do it together, and we're gonna come to some agreements, disagreements,
whatever. Yeah.
whatever.
Let's see.
Okay, so for the wild card round between the Buccaneers and the Philadelphia Eagles, who's winning that game to move on to play the 49ers?
What do you think?
I have to go with the Eagles.
Okay.
I have to
We're
go with
doing
the
Eagles?
We're
I
doing
have to
Eagles?
go with the Eagles.
This guy's obviously Eagles. Is the Eagles fan.
Yeah, that's sad.
Me, I personally don't think the Buccaneers got it like that. I'm gonna have to go with the Eagles. The Eagles haven't been playing as good as people would like, or
What's up with that,
maybe
man?
they do
What's
like
up
I
with
kind of want to go in on that, and I think it's strategically planned. I know it's like a conspiracy, or whatever, but I feel like that's strategic.
So
So
why
whenever-
is that strategic?
Because I think they were trying out all the plays that they kind of were iffy about, and they were just getting them out to see what worked and what didn't work in certain situations. So now that we have the right ones that do work and the right ones that don't work, now we only have plays that do work moving into the playoffs.
So I like that, and also what I'll add in support of his prediction there is I think they're resting, chilling out, so that way they can go on that run because they got to win they got to win 3 games to get to the Super Bowl. So I think this is all strategic. This is part of the game plan.
Right.
They're going to demolish the Buccaneers.
I think I don't think they're gonna because Mike Evans has been having a hell of a season. I don't think it's gonna be a demolishing. I think it's gonna be a close game. But I'm going Eagles.
Okay,
Eagles,
3 for
Eagles
Eagles.
for sure.
Eagles is moving on. Okay,
So we got Detroit, Los Angeles Rams, Lions, Rams.
Lions,
Ooh.
Rams. Who's winning that game? You want me to go first?
Yeah.
So I'm gonna go with the Lions on that one. Really, that game's gonna go to the Lions in my opinion because they have some revenge to get from the Cowboys. Everybody knows they got played by the refs and they lost that Cowboys game, and I think they are coming with a vengeance, and those Lions are gonna move on.
Feel that.
Or what do you think?
I'm gonna side with the Lions on this, but there's a little piece of me that just I've never really liked them. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I kind of want the.
So you got a biased opinion. You want the Rams to move on,
I kind of want the Rams to move on,
but who do you think is really gonna?
but
move on?
honestly, I think Detroit's gonna take that game, and I think they're gonna kind of blow out the Rams.
Wow, bet. So who's gonna win on that one, right?
You're gonna have to go with Detroit.
Yeah.
I have to go with Detroit. Also, I'm putting a parlay on that one. So
Ooh,
you guys
follow
might
me.
want to tell me. You might want to tell me.
Yo,
just in
real
case.
quick,
Jumping on the
follow Ray
bets.
on Instagram and jump on those bets.
You might want to tell me.
Okay, so the next wild card game is gonna be the Dallas Cowboys and the Green Bay Packers. So
Oh.
Ray, who's winning this game?
Come on, Green Bay.
Oh,
No disrespect.
I'm sorry.
With
I-
that Green Bay, come on.
Okay.
Okay, so me, Love has been doing really good. I'm personally gonna pick the Cowboys because I want to see the Lions rip those Cowboys to pieces.
That would be beautiful to watch.
That'd be great.
So my pick is Dallas.
Okay.
I'm honestly gonna go with an upset. I honestly think Green Bay might pull, and I'm an Eagles fan, and I'm not just saying this because I'm biased or whatever. No, I'm legitimately thinking that they could potentially pull off this upset of defeating Dallas in the wild card round. The reason why I say that is because you have to look at their track record.
When's the last time they won a playoff game?
Well, not even just that, but when have they won a playoff game against the Packers? And I know that they've had Aaron Rodgers every other time, which you can argue that.
So you don't
but
think anything has with the head coach going against his old team? You don't think that's gonna factor in?
that's always going to factor in. But I think they're going to pull up an upset, and I think it's going to be Lions versus Green Bay. Lions going to take that.
Bet. So I was Dallas. You're Green Bay. You're
Green Bay.
Green Bay. Okay, so we got Green Bay moving on to play against the Lions, and then we got San Francisco by default playing against
the Eagles.
the Eagles. Okay, so we're still fucking shit. What side? NFC?
So this is the NFC. This is the AFC.
Okay, we're chopping real quick. Okay, good to go. So we're still on the NFC side. Now we got the 49ers versus the Eagles. Who's moving on to the conference? And they're the 49ers are the number 1 seed for a reason.
Yeah, the 49ers
So-
have been going off.
I'm gonna say this because let's just say we do beat Tampa Bay, and now we're in that low seed to fight the 49ers.
Highest seed versus lowest seed.
Yeah,
But you said they're the lowest seed intentionally.
that's what I feel like. So with that being said, I feel like this is their revenge game. This is their do or die. Because last year we beat them in the playoffs to reach to the Super Bowl. You know what I'm saying?
So this is a redo of last year, kind of, and this is when you guys beat the 49ers. So you think what's gonna happen?
I'm hoping we pull through, but if
Is there potentially gonna be an upset?
there's potentially going to be an upset.
So who's your pick?
Put money down. Let's go Eagles, baby. Stand on business. You feel me?
I'm gonna have to go Eagles. They're the underdogs in my opinion. The 49ers are great. Purdy is doing great. I just think that the Eagles are gonna end up coming out on top. Like
You've seen them
I
playing
said, I
good.
think they're resting. I think they're chilling out, testing out different plays. They're gonna bring their A game for this playoff series. So
Hate to play devil's advocate here, but we're going with the Niners on the left side of this table. The Niners, I'm telling you, they've been going on. So
Niners fans, hit up Ray.
hit me up. I got a parlay for you also.
I'm dead,
Brock
bro.
Purdy goes crazy. We're gonna get this.
All right, so for this pod, it's a 2-1 on the Eagles versus Niners. So Eagles are moving on to the conference
So now we're talking
versus
Lions
who's winning
versus.
over the Lions versus Packers.
I'm sorry, man. I'm gonna have to stick with the Packers.
Packers for you?
Yeah.
I personally don't see them beating the Lions. Like the Packers beating the Lions, I don't see that.
Enlighten me on that. Why would you say that?
The Lions defense is gonna just chew Green Bay up. Yeah, they're gonna chew Green Bay
They're
up.
pretty hard on
Yeah,
defense.
on
Yeah.
defense they've been pretty steady. So I'm interested to see that game.
My opinion, like I said, the Lions got super upset after that they got cheated from the refs on that
Cowboy
Dallas
game,
game.
yeah.
So for me, they got some motivation. They're gonna show up and show out. And I have heard, I don't know every detail, I have heard
They should have won that game though.
they're going hard. These players are going hard.
They legitimately
fact.
should have won that game.
That's a fact.
So for me, it's Detroit. You're Detroit,
I'm gonna go Detroit.
and then
Green Bay.
Packers.
Yeah.
All right, Packers fans, hit up Ray.
Come
He's
on, man.
going
I'm
for
staying
you.
with my side. Gotta stick to it. I think that was the second option for the Green Bay
So
Packers.
2-1. So for this pod, we got Green Bay losing to Detroit. So then we got Lions
Versus Eagles.
versus Eagles in the conference.
That sounds wild.
Between the
it does.
Lions and the Eagles, who's going to Super Bowl for the NFC?
Gonna have to say the Eagles on that one.
Come on,
Yeah, I'd say
man.
the
Put the
Eagles.
wings
Eagles?
on.
Yeah.
Put
I
the
know
wings
why.
on.
Like you just said, they have a hell of a defense as far as the Lions. So that's the only thing that kind of has me like, But Eagles, they're gonna fight.
So this is great because I would like to see the Eagles in the Super Bowl, but I cannot overlook the Detroit Lions getting upset by that Dallas game.
Right.
That they are going to play.
Okay.
These guys are going to play. So although for this pod, Eagles are moving on to Super Bowl, I'm going to be the devil's advocate on that
Okay.
one, and I'm
Okay.
going to pick Lions.
Okay.
Makes sense.
Okay.
But it's all based on that one game that they got cheated out of. I'm an underdog. This is the underrated as fuck podcast. I think I just feel like they got some motivation. But although the
Motivation
Eagles,
is a motherfucker.
Eagles
too.
do have motivation to win because they got beat by Chiefs last year in the Super Bowl. So
Yeah.
they want to come back and get what they think is rightfully theirs.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right?
I agree.
They better. Shit.
So for the NFC, we got Eagles going to the Super Bowl. All right, let's go over to the AFC.
Let's get it.
So we
So-
got the first wild card game, Texans versus the Browns.
Browns all the fucking way.
That's a hard
sorry.
one.
I'm
That's
sorry.
a hard one.
Texans are going off. I'm gonna
That's
give them credit.
such a hard one.
I'm going Browns, and I'm gonna go Browns versus Baltimore. Like,
So I got a question, and this is going to determine my pick. So isn't the ex-quarterback of the Houston Texans now on the Browns? Remember there was that whole thing about him having like the massage girls and all that stuff? Remember? Is that the quarterback?
Deshaun Watson
Yeah, is he on the Browns or am I tripping?
might be true. You wanna search that up? Edits.
Yeah, put who's the quarterback for the Browns?
QB Browns. Browns QB.
Joe Flacco.
Oh, it is Flacco because yeah.
Okay, so I guess we're cutting that.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, so I'm corrected. It's Flacco that is the Browns quarterback. I don't know much about the Texans.
But the quarterback that switched was Rams and Lions. They
Okay,
switched.
Okay. Well, I don't know much about Texans. I'm gonna have to just go with Flacco because he was the quarterback for one of my other teams that I like, the Falcons, for a long time.
Yeah. Flacco.
So-
was
Michael
crazy.
Pick.
I'm gonna go Browns. You're
I'm gonna go Browns.
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 I'd
Okay.
say Browns now.
So Browns are gonna move on to play against the number 1 seed, the Baltimore Ravens. So between the Baltimore Ravens and the Browns, who's winning that game? Can I go first? The fucking Ravens are winning that game
My boy.
because Lamar
My boy.
Jackson
Lamar
is my
Jackson's
dog.
going
fucking
off.
dog.
He's going
And
off.
he's going off. That guy got paid, which he should have got paid a long time ago.
Yeah, agreed.
But he's one of those guys, like, and I've been saying this over and over with some motivation. and that guy's going to at least the conference. For our little podcast debate here,
Bare minimum.
are we putting the
Bare
Ravens in the,
minimum.
the
Oh,
conference?
yeah,
Bare
I
minimum.
can put money on that one.
I want it to be a bird bowl.
So Ravens are going to the conference. So let's go over another wild card game. So this is going to be Chiefs versus Dolphins. This game is pretty insane because we got Tua versus the defending Super Bowl champs, Patrick Mahomes.
I'm sorry, bro. I see Kansas City taking this. I know.
So you want to give the Eagles the break, but you don't want to give the Dolphins the break. The Dolphins have been destroying up until recently.
Going crazy.
You don't think that's strategized as well?
I just don't see them beating the Chiefs in the playoffs. That's what I don't see.
Okay.
Mahomes is a hell of a quarterback.
So you think Mahomes is the playoff guy? And
he's
gonna be-
he's the new playoff quarterback. Like
Okay.
he's the new quarterback to lead the
he's
rest
the
of these
GOAT right now.
quarterbacks.
Is he the GOAT right
In
now?
the
He's a goat
playoffs.
right now. He's
Okay.
You have to give him his credit.
Who are you picking?
I'm going with Kansas City.
Kansas City.
I really do like the Chiefs.
Tua's crazy, but
I really do like the Dolphins this year, but I think that them being matched up with the Chiefs so early on is just a mismatch, and I
Right.
think it's going to be a crazy game.
you think it's gonna be a blowout?
No. I think it's going to be a shootout, and I think it's going to be maybe like a 13-point differential.
Okay.
So they got Kansas City. I'm gonna just go with what I think, and I'm gonna say Kansas City as well because they've been fucking up. But I think Patrick Mahomes, coaches, Travis Kelce, I think they're
Andy
all
Reid.
gonna come together,
Yeah, they're gonna clutch up.
fix some of those issues. Patrick Mahomes is gonna stop being a baby.
Taylor Swift will be at the
And-
game.
Yeah, I feel like Mahomes might have a little something to prove because
Those receivers need to catch those motherfucking balls, though. That's the reason why he's been such so mad at everything. He's been throwing great passes, and they keep dropping them. So
right. So I think they're gonna tighten that up. I'm gonna go with Chiefs. Chiefs. Chiefs are going to move on to the next round versus, which is going to be our
Chiefs
next
up.
wild card game. Are they going to go up against Buffalo or the Steelers?
Ooh, Steelers.
like,
Right. Who they playing?
Steelers, baby.
Steelers?
Yes, sir.
You?
Fuck.
yeah, Bills is whooping that ass.
No.
Bills is whooping that ass. I'm
You
sorry.
got you hear this guy?
Bills are whooping that ass this Sunday, and it's
Yo, so check this out. For the longest time, my favorite team, the Patriots, kept the Bills under the division. Patriots were taking that division every year for like the last 20 years.
Let's go.
kept them like
It's my
Monica
favorite
Lewinsky.
team too. Let's go.
I think the Bills, they're here. They're ready for it.
You
I
like
think
the
the
Steelers.
Bills are probably the best team in that division now. I'm going to have to go with Bills over the Pittsburgh Steelers.
They've just been playing more solid.
Steelers, Bills.
Yeah.
Bet. Okay, so I guess Kansas City's playing the Bills. God
Wow.
damn.
That's
That's a crazy matchup.
Okay,
You know what's
so-
even funnier about that?
Wait.
Eagles beat them both.
Okay. So we're gonna go with your opinion first, Mikey.
Okay.
Are we going Kansas City or are we going Bills?
So this is going to be a revenge game, not only for one, but both of them. They played earlier in the season, which was a crazy game. I thought the whole game was entertaining. But then again, you're facing Patrick Mahomes in the playoffs.
And Zay, I'm listening to you right now because I will give you the benefit of the doubt. You know your shit. You know your shit when it comes to this football stuff. So
I'm just
we're hearing you, man. All ears. Go ahead, bro.
if the receivers do their job, Chiefs are gonna win.
Okay.
If there was, this game literally is going to
it's
rely.
gonna fall
on the receivers.
whether the team is gonna come together or not. Is that
It's
what
just the receivers. The
Whoa.
defense is gonna do what they need to do. The Chiefs have the most drop passes this entire season, more than any other team.
Whoa.
That's what I'm trying to say, and that's the only thing that's been keeping them down whenever they are down is those drop passes, those third down conversions. They can't get them because they're dropping the ball. With that being said, Chiefs Bills. I honestly want to see Baltimore Ravens versus the Chiefs. That's
Okay.
what I want to see in the conference game.
Okay.
That's what I want to see.
I'm going with the Bills. I think the Bills have for a long time been building up a great team. They've been demolishing teams this season,
They
and
have
I
been.
think they're gonna go
Except the
over
Eagles.
Kansas City. I don't know if they're gonna tighten it up over the Bills. The Bills are just such a great team right now.
Andy Reid in the playoffs, though,
I don't care. I'm
Feel
going
that.
Bills.
staying on business.
I'm on business, and I'm going Bills versus Baltimore Ravens.
Bills.
for the conference. What do you?
Okay.
who you
I'm going Chiefs Ravens. What are you going?
I'm gonna have to go with Kansas City Chiefs, and
No.
I'm sorry, bro. I'm like, bro, come on. Like,
All right.
Mahomes
Okay.
is
So
doing
wait,
the
do you have a
job.
reason though for the Kansas
Mahomes.
City? Okay, so
You know,
that's the playoff guy.
Yeah.
For you. Okay.
he's just. I'm a big advocate of Mahomes, man.
All right, so-
And that defense is going nuts too.
So for the underrated as fuck pod for the AFC conference, we're going Baltimore Ravens versus Kansas City Chiefs.
That's right.
So between the Ravens and the Chiefs, who's going to the Super Bowl? Ray.
Ravens.
Ooh.
I want a bird ball, baby.
Sorry.
Ravens,
Lamar
Eagles.
Jackson
Ravens, baby.
is Lamar Jackson gonna be MVP or is Jalen Hurts gonna be MVP?
That's a great question. I'm gonna have to go with Lamar.
Wait, hold on, wait. Let's dig into that. You're going Bird Bowl, right? Too.
I'm going bird ball, baby.
Okay. I have been against Chiefs since that Buffalo Chiefs game, so I'm gonna go against them on the conference.
Stand up
I'm
business.
gonna go Ravens. So yeah, we're doing a Bird Bowl.
Mhm.
We're going Ravens versus Eagles. So, Mighty, who's winning that game and why? And I want you to take your biased opinion of the Eagles out of it.
Okay. If our defense shows up, our defense is going to be the factor in this game. If our defense is able to keep Lamar Jackson strictly in the pocket and stop blowing coverage, we're going to win defensively. If not, Lamar Jackson's going to run all over our defense and win that game.
So, is your defense capable of stopping that run game?
We are capable. It's the fact of execution. Are they going to do it? That's the reason why we're going to be tuning in.
So, who's winning that game?
Eagles, baby!
Oh my god.
I'm weak.
Okay, I'm gonna leave the deciding vote. Well, actually, I don't know what Ray's picking.
One of y'all deciding is up to y'all.
I'm doing Ravens.
So Ray's got Ravens.
Ravens, man.
Why?
So why?
Just Lamar Jackson, man. I sound like the typical fan of just a team because of that one player. It's because I am. All I know about the Ravens, Lamar Jackson, he's
Lamar
gonna kill
Jackson's
it.
hard.
That's all I know.
Lamar
I'm
Jackson's
trolling at this point. We're gonna have to go. Mind you, I don't know shit
No,
about
so
football.
this is my thing right now.
So-
You left me with the deciding vote.
Yes. Yes.
Ah!
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So, Mr. Bliss,
So-
who's gonna win the Super Bowl between the Ravens and the Eagles?
This is facts.
Jesus Christ.
Jesus ain't got nothing to do with football. Only
So
Jesus.
this is a hard decision because obviously my best friend's team is the Eagles.
no bias.
So
Who do you
okay, all right,
legitimately
no
think is
bias.
I don't care who you
I
pick.
legit is gonna win that game.
Right.
Eagles, baby, let's get it, baby.
Bitch! No.
This is why. You ready?
Let's get it.
Lamar Jackson is a motherfucking baller, bro.
Right.
He made it to the fucking AFC conference. I love it. Guess what? Those fucking Eagles are back to win that ring that Kansas City took from them last year. And I think they're the underdogs once again, even though they're one of the best teams in the NFL. And they're going to come get what was rightfully theirs.
We standing on business.
So I'm going to stand on business. I'm going Eagles. Ray,
I'll be
hey,
the only devil's advocate, man.
Ravens
Yo,
fans out there, hit Ray up.
Ravens, we're taking this home.
I do respect
We'll
the
take this.
Ravens to the highest point that I can respect another football team. I feel like what they've done this season has been incredible, and they've been consistent all the way through. You can't do nothing but respect
It's going to
that.
be a hell of a game.
If the Ravens do win the Super Bowl, regardless of whoever they're facing, I'm still going to be happy.
I wouldn't
regardless.
be mad if they won.
Right. I think Lamar Jackson does deserve a ring. I think that team does deserve a ring. They're very hardworking. They're go-getters. They're dogs. But at the end of the day, what's a Raven to an Eagle?
Speaking of Lamar Jackson, was that him whose house caught on fire? Did you hear about that?
Was it?
It was some football player. I could swear it was Lamar
God
Jackson.
damn.
Yeah, I was like, he got money good.
Matter of fact, they're going to the Super. No, I'm just.
I
I didn't know that.
So if
I'm
it was you,
weak.
Lamar, wish you the best players, man. Hope you get your house right.
Yeah,
Whoever's house. You know what I'm saying?
Lamar, prove us wrong.
Real
On the
talk.
pod, we got down to the decision of the Eagles
No.
based on a 2-1 vote at the end.
Yeah.
But you know what I'm saying? Prove us wrong.
We'll see at the end. We're gonna come back and look at this pod when the Super Bowl.
And if
ends.
Lamar,
It's
you
gonna
go
say-
out My bad, Lamar.
No,
if you go out in the first round, I will be disappointed about that.
Lamar, if you go out in the first round, you gonna have to see me in a ring, bro.
You go out in the first round,
You
might be a second house fire. And
Oh.
we'll go ahead and conclude with that. No.
It'll be house fire at the Airbnb.
I fuck with you.
All right, y'all. So we wanted to give you guys a little bit of fun and a little bit of Super Bowl for the last segment. Before we finish, let's go back to Ray real quick. Where could these rappers, fighters, people that want to better themselves, where could they find you?
I'm sorry, he's just staring into my soul right now. But they can definitely...
As they should be.
Yeah, that's funny. But no, you guys can definitely find me on Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, etc.
Right.
At First Names Ray. First, First, not the one ST. Names with an S and then Ray all together, and it'll autofill for you.
And they can just shoot you a DM or
Shoot me a DM. I'll have my website in my bio by the time this podcast come out, so you can just go in, look through my packages, etc. But if you want to talk to me personally, shoot me an email or a DM. My email's in my bio, and you can send a message to me as well.
Right.
boom. So we had Mighty talk about his next fight potentially in February, March, whatever. Are you posting right now, or should we be waiting for an update?
As of right now, I'm gonna update everybody with another post. So just stay tuned.
Stay tuned. I like that.
And when it comes to Bliss, I already told y'all that I'm relaunching my whole social media with this podcast. So you'll see me.
Let them figure it out.
And before this concludes, I love this because this is a timestamp right before we actually put the gas on everything we just said we're going to do. So watch it unfold. This is a little timestamp. You know what I'm saying?
So this is Friday, January 12th.
And don't forget, anyone can be underrated as fuck.
As fuck.
As fuck.
Peace.